Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So you guys probably tell I'm looking a little different today. I decided that finally it's about time I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong when I'm styling my natural hair. And you guys really enjoyed the What Did We Learn video from Daniel Martin. And a lot of you guys are asking for another video similar to that. So the first thing that popped into my head was natural hair, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that struggles when it comes to styling natural hair, just like how to make it look its best in general. So I decided, let me get a professional on here, and I have Okwe here today, and she's going to tell you guys a little bit about herself and what she does and what kind of licenses she has and all of that.
I am a licensed natural stylist, and I work in a shop or suite in Sugarland. I'm also a certified trichologist, which just means that we study the hair and scalp to take care of any hair loss or scalp diseases and things of those sorts. At Transform by O on Instagram, Facebook at Transform by O.
Growing up, I really never had access to any type of professional hairstylist or anything of that sort, so I kind of just went based off of like straightening my hair consistently and perming my hair and all that stuff, and it kind of destroyed and damaged my hair really badly. So about 3 years ago, I just did the whole big chop thing, and I've been natural since then, and I've just been having my hair in braids underneath my wigs and everything in a protective style. But besides that, I really didn't know much of what to do, how to protect my hair, how to naturally style my hair. And so since I was like, well, now I have the means and the access to actually go into a professional and actually seek professional help, I figured why not bring the stylist and the professional to you guys. So today Okwe is going to be giving me a wash, a trim, which I honestly have never had, which is kind of crazy. But the benefits of the trim, y'all, stay tuned. So she's giving me a wash, a trim, and then she's gonna go ahead and show you guys how she achieved this style on my hair. So if you want to see how she did that, make sure you guys keep on watching. Okay, so we just took my braids out. This is what my natural hair is looking like right now.
What we're going to be doing is giving her a nice trim, and just to give her a nice
I haven't had a trim yet. Like, I can't remember the last time I had any kind of trim.
Yeah, so we're going to give her some shape, free her ends so they don't tangle as much, and we're going to create a flexi rod set to give her some curls. She can also wear her hair in its natural state, of course, but for just styling purposes, we're going to have a flexi rod set done. The number one thing I find people not understanding is the purpose of trims and why they need them in general. And I believe that trims are necessary because it keeps your ends groomed. It keeps them more tangle free. And here's the thing about trims. There's no one prescription for everybody. So people often ask me, how often should I get my hair trimmed? And honestly, I say every 3 to 4 months. But some people, I've had people in my salon where they haven't had a trim for a year and their ends were great. So it really depends on how does it feel. Are your ends tapering? Like, if you start to see them taper, if you feel the tangles on the ends, it's time for a trim.
Yeah.
Now, one trend I see often on YouTube is dusting. This can be good. I think it's good.
What is dusting?
So dusting, they also call it search and destroy. So you'll fill your hair and you just trim off the little knot, or just trim off the little stuff that keeps getting caught.
Oh.
Now, I think that's good for like regular maintenance, but at some point you're gonna have to get a trim. So I would say go find a professional that specializes in natural hair and get that trim done. Okay. Now, the second question I know you're gonna ask: do I have to have it straightened
To trim?
No,
Oh.
you don't. So many stylists differ on this. I don't think it has to be bone straight to have it straightened. I think having it blow dried is enough. Some people can trim it on while it's in its kinky state or curly state. Each to each his own. Like, it depends on your lifestyle, how you want to wear your hair. If you don't want to straighten your hair, you don't have to. Get it trimmed when it's in its curly state or when it's blow dry. I think blow dry is the best for the natural, who typically wears her hair in natural styles. But like I said, there's no one prescription.
What you were telling me last night, I thought that if you got regular trims, it helps promote hair growth. And you were telling me that it actually technically doesn't help promote hair growth, but it prevents hair damage, which helps. Lack of hair damage helps hair growth.
Yes.
So it's not a direct correlation with hair growth when you trim your hair.
Exactly, because truth be told, trimming the ends of your hair does not stimulate growth on your follicles. Like,
Okay.
it doesn't do anything. However, it keeps the ends groomed. It helps to maintain the length that's already out.
So she's gonna shampoo my hair really quickly. We're about to get the shampoo going.
So first, I kind of like to do this on a lot of my clients, but I spray this rosemary stimulating spray. It's by Influence, and it just stimulates the scalp, increases blood flow.
Does it tingle? Because I feel
tingle.
a little
Don't worry,
tingling
you're gonna
already.
feel it soon.
My scalp is so sensitive.
This is great for people who have scalp issues, specifically like seborrheic dermatitis.
What exactly is that?
So that is pretty much the overproduction of sebum, and it's causing the flakes to kind of get trapped on the scalp, and then it flakes out.
Oh.
So it's like on the spectrum of dandruff and...
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So dandruff is not necessarily seborrheic dermatitis on the scalp, but... And of course there are different types. There's not just one type of sebderm. Just get a good massage. So before I shampoo, I would say 85% of my clients, I usually detangle it with conditioner. My favorite conditioner.
So you detangle before shampoo?
Before, absolutely.
Is it better to do it that way than to do it after shampoo?
I personally think so.
Okay.
Everybody differs, but I think it's better because it's like you've already... Usually shampooing is a tangling process. It doesn't have to be, of course, but sometimes...
No, it definitely is a
most
tangling
people like
process.
just shh.
Yeah.
So to kind of like offset that, I think it's good to get the tangles out, then shampoo it. I use this very often for detangling.
What is that?
This is Talia Wajid. I think I'm saying her name right. Herbal conditioner. I think it has a lot of slip. You want to find something that has good slip. This right here.
What is that?
This is Cara Thermal Wonder pre-poo conditioner, like pre-poo. So
pre-poo?
We know it's for detangling it before you shampoo your hair.
What does pre-poo mean?
Pre-poo. You know, I low-key hate abbreviations for terms. This is annoying, but pre-poo is pre-shampoo. So this is what you're going to do before you shampoo your hair.
I see.
And kind of what we did, we sprayed the scalp spray. That's like a pre-poo type of routine. This will really remove tangles. Okay. It will. You got to put it on your hair while it's dry, actually.
Okay.
So put it on your hair while it's dry. Then you can add water. I think that's the best. That's what I've found is the best way to apply this product.
Is this available in stores?
This is available in stores, of course. This is a sample. A good detangling comb.
Okay.
My main detangling combs are Cricut combs. I love their combs because they're seamless. Like, I think pre-pooing with a conditioner and detangling with this specific type of comb has really changed my shampoo routine. Like, it used to take me at least an hour, hour and a half. Now, 15 minutes, I'm done. 30 minutes, I'm done. Like, who has time for what? What is a wash a day? Like, nobody has time. Okay, so we're going to put some of this on your hair.
And since we haven't already discussed it before, she'll probably give you guys more insight on what kind of hair type I have, because I genuinely don't know, and I don't know if that really matters when it comes to styling or just taking care of how you take care of your hair in general. But I have pretty fine hair, so you just put a little water in it right now, right?
Yes, just a little bit of water.
Okay.
So I would say your hair, kind of like you already mentioned, your hair is fine.
Yeah.
And what that means is, because a lot of times in the, I guess, natural community or hair community in general, we mix up texture with curl pattern, but they're very different. Texture actually is the circumference of each strand of hair. So
depending on how big your hair follicles are.
Yes. So there's fine, medium, and coarse. Coarse does not mean your hair is super kinky.
Okay.
Coarse just means that the circumference of your strands are very, I guess, they have a lot of girth. So here's fine. You see, here's fine, here's medium, and here's coarse. Curl pattern is essentially just the way the hair bends. So often, you know, we have the categories that, to be honest, the categories can be useful, but they're not the end-all, be-all for how your hair is going to turn out if you use a certain product or if you try a certain style. Like, to me, porosity, density, and hair texture, as far as whether it's fine or coarse, is more important than how your curl actually bends.
Okay.
That's just me though. All right, let's get to washing.
Alrighty. What have we had right now? Just the shampoo.
Done a quick protein treatment, and then right now we just have the hydrating conditioner on it to get the hair soft again.
Awesome. And you were just telling me that protein treatments are supposed to make your hair stronger.
Yes, they fill in any gaps that the hair might be missing.
What would you say my curl pattern is?
Probably like 4B, 4C-ish. I would say your hair is also like, seems like it's high porosity.
Mm-hmm.
High to medium porosity. It's just, porosity is just how the hair retains and absorbs moisture.
So we just shampooed the hair pretty much. She was telling me about how she, what did you say? You sealed the ends with cold water instead of like putting it all over my scalp, because I just can't. Cold water would destroy my soul. But I didn't know that that works the same way. It's like you said it seals the ends, just like using cold water on your face kind of closes your pores, which I did not know that.
But another way people can seal their ends is by doing an apple cider vinegar rinse, and it just pretty much helps to close the cuticle. So that's what.
Would you dilute that? Would you dilute the
yes,
apple cider? Okay.
I believe it's 3 parts water to 1 part apple cider vinegar.
Okay.
All right, so now we're gonna blow dry.
Okay.
What I like to use to blow dry is Biolage Matrix Smooth Proof and good old pumpkin seed oil and grapeseed oil.
And why are those products important to like? Can't you just go in now without like?
Ooh, no.
Don't do what I do at home.
You pretty want to add these products as a shield to the heat. I mean, obviously heat is still going to penetrate either way, but it adds another layer of protection for the hair.
And that was grapeseed oil and
pumpkin seed oil.
Could it be any kind of oil, or are these kind of specific to benefits that you get?
I think these oils, I'm not saying that other oils can't be used, because I've heard people use argan oil, which is also a great oil to use. I take it based off of when I'm blow drying my hair. If it starts to smoke, that means it's not a good idea. So if it has a high smoke point, then it's better to use on your hair, and if it's not heavy. So personally, I wouldn't use coconut oil to blow dry,
because it doesn't have a high smoke point.
Another thing I do to help ensure that the hair doesn't burn while we're blow drying is I blow dry on medium first, then I go high just for a little bit. And I think of it like when women with straighter hair blow dry their hair, they usually do a rough dry first. And a rough dry is just you like blow dry it to get most of the moisture out, and then you go in with the round brush, from what I've seen. So to me, it's kind of the equivalent. You can stretch the hair and blow dry it to just get most of the moisture, and then you can start using your using your paddle brush, and then start blow drying. I personally like to use a blow dryer with a comb attachment, because it's just easier to get through the hair. My favorite blow dryer is, this is the Silverbird. You can get this from Sally's. You just blow dry it, and of course start from the ends, work your way up on medium. Then I switch to high heat, just a really quick go through, and then it'll help have the hair, keep the hair stretched but not burned or smoky or crispy. Like once we're done blow drying, her hair will not be crispy.
Okay.
And I know the question is gonna come up, how often can I blow dry? I know some naturals, hair down their back, they blow dry every single week, every 2 weeks. It's all in the how often is the heat applied and the way it's handled during the application process. So I'm just gonna part it in sections.
Okay. Okay, so how important is this parting it in sections process here? Because I normally just go in with just not parted, obviously.
Oh man, I think it's very important because it helps you have control over how you're doing your hair.
Okay. So yeah, because even when I'm detangling, I just go in, because my hair's so fine. I'm just like, what's the point of like going through all this process right here?
Yeah, it just helps to have control. Yeah, consistency. You can move from section to section versus just grab and go.
Okay.
Like our hair is just, it's not set up like that to be able to do that. And sometimes her hair doesn't really need to be detangled, but sometimes I think it's good to detangle the sections. Detangle the sections, you can twist them, or you can use clamps and clips to keep them separated. But detangling before you blow dry also helps to make the blow dry process a cinch. It makes it very easy to blow dry through the hair.
So she just finished blow drying right now. I think you said next we're going in for the trim?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are going to add a little bit of shape. We're not going to trim off too much. But usually when I trim, I try to feel for the knots and I look where it starts to taper. So right about here, let's say. See if there's a little bit of breakage right here.
Yeah, in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way that I sleep without a headscarf, it's terrible. So yeah, how important is it to like wrap your hair at night?
It is very important because wrapping your hair reduces friction. That's literally the main thing. Obviously, you want to maintain your style, but the biggest thing is reduction of friction.
Okay.
Because in general, friction is not really a good thing.
Yeah.
That's why protective styles are so big, because it reduces the friction, the amount of times your hands are on your hair. So
does it matter, like, does it have to be like the silk bonnet that everyone kind of like recommends using? Or could it just be any type of scarf in general?
I would say silk or satin is probably the best because it's so slippery and it has like no friction on it.
Okay. So realistically, how long do the bonnets stay on? Because I feel like mine fall off at night. Maybe I'm just the only one.
I don't sleep with a bonnet.
Okay, well, what do you use technically?
I have a scarf, and I don't know why I won't just buy a pillowcase, but I have a scarf, and I lay it out on my pillow, and I go to sleep.
Okay, so basically so since I'm one of those people where I end up losing the bonnet, or if I tie a scarf around my head, it ends up coming off at night, it's easier to just buy a silk pillow.
Personally, I think that's the best. Some type of protection is better than nothing, right? So if the bonnets don't work for you, go ahead and get you a
pillowcase.
Yeah.
I see. I never really thought that was an option, because I think what it is, it gets uncomfortable for me at night.
Yeah.
And either I'll take it off, or it slides off, or it just doesn't stay on, and then it's like, okay, 2 days later, I'm like, what's the point of wearing this? It doesn't even stay on.
I'm telling you. Like when I got my hair straightened, I wrapped my hair. Number one, I forgot how to wrap my hair. But number two, I wrapped my hair and I woke up 4 times in the middle of the night trying to make sure that the bonnet didn't come off. I'm like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's good because it helps you preserve your styles. But look, if you're like me, just get a pillowcase.
Yeah. And you were telling me earlier about trims that people think that you have to have a trim like once a month or something like that.
Yeah, so usually when people ask me, I say every 3 to 4 months. But truly depends on, I think the average is every 3 to 4 months, but it depends on how your hair feels, if you've done, like how often you leave it out. Because the more you leave it out, honestly, the more prone it is to damage, because it's more exposed to the elements of life.
Okay.
Right? So that may cause more tangling and more friction, and remember, friction can lead to damage. So that's why people stress in protective styling so much, because it reduces the friction, which can in turn reduce the amount of trims you may need throughout the year.
Okay.
But if you really think about it, you're only trimming your hair like 3 to 4 times a year. Because I know some people make it a big deal, they're so hung up on length, but it's just like, I think healthy hair over length any day.
Yeah. So let's say someone is like, okay, I really need help with natural hair, but I don't know where to find a specialist, and I don't have the means to actually go into a specialist. What would be the biggest advice that you would give to them taking care of their natural hair at home?
The biggest advice would be one, the keys of taking care of hair in general is to cleanse, to moisturize, and to protect, right? So I think the main things that should be in a natural hair regimen, if you're going the more inexpensive route, is shampoo, conditioner, some type of leave-in conditioner, and some type of oil or butter. Those are the basic things that everybody should have on hand. Now, of course, there are two parties. We discussed this yesterday. There are some people who are like, oh, I'm completely natural. Every single thing I use must be coming from Mother Earth and Mother Nature, and that's fine. But however, that sometimes requires either more money or more time. Now, if you don't have more money or more time, then you can go the product route where you find products that hit those 4 basics and will still give you similar or great results. And then you can mix and match. I'm more in between. Like, I like to have some all natural products that I make myself or that I purchase, or I like shampoo. Personally, I think a lot of people push this co-washing thing, and I'm sure you've heard of co-washing before.
What is co-washing?
Oh, you haven't heard of
No.
co-washing? So co-washing is conditioner washing. It is where you wash your hair with conditioner
instead of shampoo.
For the purpose of maintaining moisture.
Okay.
And I think if you've been doing it, and it's working for you, keep doing it. But my problem with it is that sometimes it's like you're layering conditioner on top of conditioner.
But then you're never really like washing out all that conditioner.
You're never truly allowing the actual strands of the hair to be penetrated by a new, fresh conditioner. So personally, I think if you're gonna co-wash, it should be an every 2-week type of thing. 1 week co-wash, 1 week shampoo. Or some people don't use shampoo. Some people like to clarify with like Rosal clay or bentonite clay. But some type of cleanser needs to be added to your regimen and not just conditioner. Because a lot of times your scalp can get grimy from just having your hair co-washed on a consistent basis. Like, you need that shampoo to cleanse it away. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see it.
Okay. Oh, you really did not even like. It doesn't even look like you took that much off.
But feel it. It still feels great.
I see what you mean about like running your fingers through it and like not really having any of those knots.
Just catching.
Okay. I see. Okay. I'm sold. Okay, trims are needed.
Yes.
Wow. Because even when I blow dry my hair, I never can really like get to when it gets to the ends, it starts to tug, and I hear like the pulling and then the snap, and then it's like.
Because you need a trim.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
All right. So now we are going to do a flexi rod set.
Okay. Is there a specific way to do this to get more defined curls? Because I feel like I've done this before in the past, and I feel like my curls just weren't as popping.
I think you got to start at the base. So if you rotate a little bit, start at the base so that it's taut.
Okay.
And then wrap it and rotate your wrist as you wrap it. I'll do another example.
Okay.
But the key is you got to smooth the end on it.
Okay.
So if the ends aren't smooth, just go ahead and stop right now. It's not going to come out good.
So here we have a really good angle of how you're about to twist, or the correct way to kind of twist. So you started at the base. And then what do you do?
Swirling, making sure it's smooth. So I just found a little lump. So now that base is really smooth. Let me tell you guys one product that honestly I think works on everybody's hair. And I'm talking about everybody. This Congo, I don't know if they can see it. That I've had clients when I use it on their twist outs, they come back and they're just like, what did you put in my hair last time?
Really?
It was.
Is that what you're using right now?
Yes, I'm using just a little bit.
Congo Perfecta Twist and Define Pudding. Yes. And you said it mainly works almost on everyone's hair that you use.
Much, okay. Yeah. And this, I just like using styling foams for sets in general.
Okay, and the styling foam kind of like helps It's like hairspray, but not really, right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
For edges, I feel like I haven't found anything. I've used toothbrushes before, but I just feel like it's just like, okay, great. It just didn't do the job. Or maybe I'm just like envisioning other people's edges on my edges, and I'm just like trying to get that look, but it just didn't work.
You definitely can't have edge envy.
Edge envy?
Edge envy. Because all edges are created differently, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing to think about when you're applying edge control is what product do you already have in your hair. So oftentimes, if you have like oil in your hair, it's gonna turn white. So I've noticed, for me at least.
So oil mixed with the edge control doesn't really
It's not
work
gonna resonate.
well.
Yeah, it's gonna look white. Unless, of course, you add the edge control, and let's say you have oil. You just gotta tie your edges down till it's completely dry. Then it will look right. Otherwise, it's gonna be a mess.
So we're putting in scalp oil. I just finished from the dryer, and this is your scalp oil, like a mix that you created.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you put in it?
Some of the main ingredients are black seed oil, pumpkin seed oil, peppermint, rosemary. Actually, is the main thing as far as essential oils go.
Okay. And it's just specifically for the scalp.
Yes. Okay. I mean, you can put it on your hair, but I feel like it would be a waste. Yeah. I personally like to put it on my hair after I wash my hair for the week, and I use it on my edges, or I'm trying to use it on my edges religiously. Yeah. At least every day, every other day. And it has a slight tingle. It's not like heavy tingle like the scalp spray, but gives you it's scalp therapy, so it gives you a nice soothing feel to the scalp.
They look really defined.
So I like to just stretch it out just to see where it naturally separates. That way you don't lose too much definition. I'm going to lift the roots and separate more to add more volume. So by lifting the roots, I mean you just get a comb and just literally lift. But don't comb all the way through, because then you'll lose your curl that you just created. This is the best way to remove the parts when you do a style like this, because you don't want the parts to show.
Is this that edge control that you were talking about?
Yes.
I need to see this in action. Alrighty guys, so this is pretty much the finished look of everything that we did today. I think she did a really good job. I actually haven't had my hair and my curls look this defined doing it on my own ever. Thank you so much. You did so good. I've tried doing my natural hair on my own before, and they just never really come out this good. I want you guys to go ahead and get Okwe's information so you guys can, if you are in the Sugarland, Houston area, you can follow me at Transformed by O. And my website is transformedbyo.com. So I think that's all we have for this video. I'm really glad that I was able to get Okwe here so we can all get some more information on just natural hair tips in general, things that you just need to know for styling natural hair. Not all of us have accessibility to a professional, and I figured let me do my part by bringing the professional to us. And yeah, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure you go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Okwe, for being on my channel. Lots of love, and I'll see you guys next time.